So, I need y'all to help me find a long lost relative. Like, for real, for real. I was doing some research a few weeks ago for spooky season on Candyman, the original. And come to find out, the story is actually inspired by a true story. This lady by the name of Ruth Mae McCoy. She was born 1935 and tragically murdered in 1987. And she lived in Chicago. Um, but she was murdered because somebody had entered into her home through her bathroom by the medicine cabinet or in the medicine cabinet. And she called to report it that she thought somebody was breaking in, but the police did not report it as a possible break in because she was known to be paranoid and to have hallucinations, and her they said her translation over the call didn't wasn't clear enough to say a break-in. So they went about maybe 10 minutes later after the call, but that was only because they were hearing gunshots inside the apartment. But then when they went to go check on her in her apartment or whatever, nobody had a spare key. And they were afraid to break it in because, people were suing or whatever during that time. And nobody ever got in contact with her. They knocked and knocked and knocked, but nobody answered the door. So they end up leaving. And then the next day, a lady, one of her friends that was living in the same complex called because she thought something was weird when her friend didn't come down to see her every day like she normally did before she left to go to the clinic. So they end up going back over there and finding somebody to drill the lock in. And they found her in her, I don't know if it's her bedroom or bathroom, but they found her inside dead in a pool of blood. She had got shot 4 times. And they said had somebody reported it or had somebody went in there when it happened, that she more than likely would have survived. So that is sad within itself, but that's not what caught my attention. My bloodline leads to McCoys and Hatfields, and all these things were just matching up. She has relatives out there in Cook County. I believe that was the county she was staying into when she had passed away. And I have family out there. My great great grandmother is a McCoy, and her line comes from the Hatfields, and I know we have it's a lot, and I only know all that because my grandmother is our family historian. She has been connecting her family for decades. She's taken ancestry. She took a what is it, the classes you take for like genealogy. There you go. Genealogy classes. She's taken all these different tools that you use to find your family. And for years, her and her sisters have contacted them, asked if it was okay to visit. Hey, this is your family member. This is how we're connected. And she's been doing it for years. So I immediately, obviously, contacted her and sent her the information. So we're working kind of behind the scenes too. She's in her 80s, honey. She ain't moving as fast as she used to. So I thought, why not bring it to the internet? I see so many stories about how people, hey, I'm looking for my dad, or some people find out they grandmama's killers. I don't want to find that out, but the internet is a great way to just see who else is out there. So if you're part of McCoy family or the Hatfields, or this lady personally, her name is Ruth Mae McCoy. And once again, she was born 1935 and died in 1987. And she was from Chicago, Illinois. I think it would be kind of dope to see if we was related. And I found her. Like, what? Like, we low-key famous in this thing. But I think that'd just be amazing if anybody had any information. Just put it in the comments, or you could private message me, and we can get this thing jumping and see if we cousins. Okay? Hey, cousin.